Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. This is the 25th of September, uh, 2018, and I am your intrepid host, Mr. David Null. And I just want to say, I love you all. I thank you, greetings, and blessings to all of you. This particular video is not going to be, I don't think, I always say this when I start, but that it's going to be very long. But I greet you with love and honor and blessings, and respect to every single one of you. And one of the things that I always like to do is get confirmation from the, you know, messages I'm getting from, the other side, a different dimension, higher beings, spirit guides, however you wish to put it. And so, it's like, well, okay, I'm going to meditate on this and sounds like a good idea, sounds like a good thing to discuss, but, I'd like to know if anybody else is thinking about this or etc. So I like to get um, other opinions to see if anybody else in the universe is anywhere close to what I'm thinking about. And come to find out, oh, lo and behold, there are folks who have been contacted through meditation and different things that channel Saint Germain and other higher level beings, if you will. And I have a tendency to listen to folks with the Saint Germain messages because they all have a tendency to stick to one particular topic, which is a good one, which is the topic that I stick with. Core values is what I keep talking about. What is our core belief? And most of us understand that we were made in the image and likeness of the Creator. Okay. Now other folks use the word God, and it's my own personal thing, but I like to stay away from that word because there are too many gods that have been created by man. Okay. But if you understand the quote true God, then you understand creator. Okay. So I just stick with creator. Now you can insert God if you wish to from any religious belief that you have. But here's the bottom line. It's not about religion still. It is about what is your core belief. Do you understand what the Christ consciousness is? And if so, it would also include, then you would also know what the Buddhist consciousness is. As I've stated, and other people have mentioned, that Jesus went and studied with the Buddhist. While he was gone and missing and nobody knew where he was off studying, and he studied with, and there is some empirical evidence of this, but if you just, now I've studied Buddhism and I've studied other religions, and that's how I come to this conclusion. Also, Sister Helene in 1970, the Dominican nun from Tampa Catholic that I have spoken about before, told me that Jesus, that he studied Buddhism, and that instead of me, myself, David Null, becoming a priest, as I was asking her her opinion and spiritual advice back then, she said, study Buddhism, which is what I have done, and other religions as well. And what I find out is the core value of each of these religions. And the core value is love. And with love comes compassion and understanding and sharing and giving and all these things, which is the Christ consciousness. So I've been speaking recently, and I've done YouTube videos here this last week and before, and I've got another one due coming up here. But this one is just basically to tell folks, you know what? There is a lot of confirmation out there from other sources. And I'm proud to be, I guess, a spokesperson for this, I hate to say this new movement, this new consciousness, because I don't want it to reflect back onto anything of the New World Order. It has nothing to do with that. But it is a new idea of consciousness, and awareness. However, it's an old idea. What is new, what is old will become new again, is what the mantra has been for quite some time now. So those things that are old, would you say that Buddhism and Christ consciousness is an old thought? Yeah. Does it have anything to do with any type of religion? Not in itself, it isn't. But it is associated with Christ as, okay, Jesus with the Christian religion and yada, yada. But what about other folks and what about other thoughts? Okay, But the bottom line is that there are other people who are coming through loud and clear and saying, you know what? The portal opening, doorway, however you would like to frame it, put it, or otherwise state it, is open to Creator at all times. And that's what I've been trying to say to folks. Creator is always there. It's that energy, that God spark, however you wish to phrase it, it is always there and available to us. And most folks just think, well, I don't know if I can get there, if I am um, spiritually aware enough, or whatever. And I'm going to have a discussion on this at length about faith in the heart, faith of the heart. Is there a difference? Only slightly, but they are both very similar. And it has to do with we are in this consciousness now. We're here, okay? And the bad guys, no matter how hard they wish to play at this, the planet Earth, Mother Earth, has already reached a particular peak. And there is no going back with this stuff. Whether you believe in ETs or other dimensions or anything else. Okay, forget all that if you wish, and just stick with one belief, the belief in the heart, the belief of the heart, that we are all connected beings. If you're spiritual just a little bit, you'll understand that we are connected beings. And the message is coming down from wherever it is, up above, maybe it's inside of us, which is partially true, in that all of us now are in this Christ consciousness. It's here. Now, whether you want to agree as to whether or not Jesus himself walks this planet, okay. But there is a Christ consciousness. There is, and it's also a Buddhist consciousness. It is the consciousness of people wishing for a better future, having had just absolutely enough of the tired bull crap that we've been putting up with for so however long. We're tired of all the lies. We've had it. And I, for one, I look at the chaos and now I laugh at the chaos. And that's one of the things that came through in a different message from two other different people, actually, and about Saint Germain. And that we as human beings need to stop focusing on the chaos. And I mean, I've done videos on it, the chaos. You have to just let it play, but rather than jump in and get emotionally attached to any of it. And so there's confirmation coming in from all over the place. Now, I'm not patting myself on the back. I want you to understand that. What I do really appreciate and what I wish to convey to you all, I'm so glad that the message I'm hearing is the same message everyone else is hearing. That I am humbled, deeply humbled and blessed to be able to speak to anyone who will stop by and listen to this message. It is very simple. It has nothing to do about religion. It has nothing to do with your culture. It has to do with what you believe on a core value type thing. Or do you wish for love? And I don't just mean, on a physical nature, but I mean, do you think of a higher spirit, whether or not you're involved in any kind of religion? I mean, I know folks who are agnostic, and some of these folks claim to, be atheist. And it's like, okay, fine. And in a lot of ways, I don't believe in gods either, but I absolutely have faith in my heart of the Creator, the source of all energy. And that is that's important. That's what is important right now. And I keep telling folks in as kind a way as I possibly can, forget about all this frivolous stuff on the sides. Open up your heart. Open up your heart being. Creator is always there. It's always open. And if you say to yourself, well, I'm not good enough, maybe I've done things, ask for forgiveness. Are you really and truly sorry for whatever it is you're asking forgiveness for? If you still, well, I think I better apologize for this if I'm going to go to heaven. Well, never mind. But if you have inside your core, I keep talking about the core value of us, which is our soul. But if you feel in your heart that, man, whatever I did back then, I'm so sorry for, please forgive me. I'm asking forgiveness and for Creator to send forth good energy. Because here's the deal. If you continue to drag things from your past forward, and I've talked about this too, but I'll just briefly state it. A lot of folks talk about there's a long row to hoe, meaning that if you've ever worked in a garden or on a farm or something like that, and you're out hoeing weeds or whatever, you get out there in the early morning hours because it's cool at sun up, and you start hoeing down that row. And if it's 2, 3, 4 acres, that's a long row to hoe. So folks sometimes refer to life as a long row to hoe. We have to keep the weeds out of our garden, if you will. Which, okay, that's a really good, analogy, if you will. But here's the thing. We're to the point now where all of us, it's sundown. And regardless of where you are in your row of life, it's sundown. And none of us can see that well in the dark to be hoeing the weeds. Otherwise, we might chop the vegetable or whatever it is we're hoeing around. So the thing is that we all must pay attention. We did the best we could up to this point. But what do we wish? I wish to finish the row. I wish to, get the rest of the weeds out. So it's not like we had to give up. It got dark. Well, in a way, this darkness is what's being presented to us right now. It's the chaos of the world that's being poured upon us. It's the darkness of the day. We didn't quite finish out the day, had to go back to the house. Everybody had supper. We all showered, went to bed. Now this is the next morning. The chaos is this darkness that we're in. Okay. So this next morning that we wake up, which is any morning you choose, when you choose to leave the chaos alone, to stay out of it emotionally, observe it just to, oh, look, there's a bunch of crap over there, and leave it alone. It doesn't mean to ignore it, but it means to stay out of the chaos. And I mean politics, this, that, you name it. That's the chaos that's being presented to us. Because when we work together on a cosmic level, on a spiritual level, and we all pray, think, or wish for the same thing, we're showing results. Things are getting better. And there's no way these evil SOBs are going to win in the long run. Okay. It's over for them. All right. It's our time. And what is important is that we stay focused on the source of all this energy, the source of God, Creator, however you wish to form it. But it is from the universe. That's a given in that respect. It is of the universe. We are children of the universe. We are star seeds. We are golden. We are billion-a-year-old carbon. And we've got to get back to the garden. We're almost there, everybody, because the future is the golden age. The future is what we wish to manifest it. I wish to manifest a peaceful earth. I wish to manifest that all the food that gets thrown away every day is fed to something, that it goes back into the system. I mean, there is so much food. And I've worked on farms. I've worked in processing plants. I've worked in every area of food. Okay. The distribution of it, delivering trucks with food on, whatever it is. I've worked at all levels of it. And I'm here to tell you, there's plenty of food on this planet. How we get it to one another, and folks who are greedy with food, other types of things. If we stop with the greed and think with our heart, which is compassion for other people, when we spread the compassion, then there is no necessity for greed. Because if you share, then others share, and it's a conglomerate kind of thing. So there is a lot of stuff that folks need to pay attention to right now. And the message coming through right now is, please do not focus on the chaos, because it will lower your energy. And right now, this is an energy type battle, if you will. There are a lot of folks who are coming in and saying, just the other day, a very spiritual person said that they'd been under attack for the last 3 days. But it was before the equinox, by the way, just as a point of reference. and where there are a lot of energies that are just like trying to get the hell out of here. Um, I myself, along with other people, have warned folks the earth is being so agitated right now. And yes, over the last couple of days, the Schumann resonance has had a few spikes in it. But with that said, so these entities, these negatives, they're looking for ways to attach themselves. They don't want to go, and they don't want us to go. Problem is, we're already past that point. Somewhere on this planet, in this 3D world, the 100th monkey has appeared, if you will. The 100th monkey. I was told years ago that I was the 88th monkey. And what does that mean? It means that they're at the 100th monkey, all the rest of the monkeys learn how to wash their food. It becomes part of the culture. Okay. It becomes established. So I was just the 88th monkey along the line to show folks, hey, we can do it this way, or this is possible, or at least consider the possibility. But now it seems that we have reached that 100th monkey on this planet, and that regardless of what they do, there's too many of us who have learned this, who are now tuned into the cosmos. We get the quantum deal. Okay. Many of us now are starting to actually have telepathic kind of communications with each other. Empaths are being a little more empathic, if you will. There are things that are happening now. They just can't turn back the clock on. There's no way. We can't go back in this one. Now we could forget what we've learned and then repeat bullcrap, but if we maintain what we already know and just convince others, it's like, hey, it ain't about religion, but it is about spirituality. So we don't argue about religion. We argue religion only to the point is that, okay, if you're religious, what's your core value? Do you believe in giving to others? Do you believe in compassion? Do you believe in kindness at all cost? I mean, do you believe in the Christ consciousness? Even though you call yourself a Christian, do you believe in the Christ consciousness? Do you believe in these things? And if I go, oh yeah, of course I do. Well, I read if they give you a half-assed, but if they give you a half-assed answer, it's not that you should give up on them. It's just that you should just realize, okay, there's a potential customer, if you will. They get it. They've read it. They've been through the motions, but do they really actually feel the energy coming from source, from the cosmos, which is all of us? It's every one of us. So for every single one of us who wake up a little bit, if your frequency only goes up 0.05, it's an increase. For everything that is chaotic in this world, in this 3D realm, for every chaotic thing we ignore, not that we shouldn't pay attention. Oh, well, that's interesting. People are trying to talk about Kavanaugh. Okay, fine. But if you dive into it and get into it emotionally, you lose the frequency you gained. That's what they're warning us about. Keep an eye on the chaos because it is important, but we stay out of it. We don't become part of the chaos. And that's what's happening. Folks are like watching the news going, well, I'm not sure if that's the truth or not. Where a few months ago, they were, that's got to be the truth. And now they're going, I don't know. Is it a Trump thing? Is it this thing? It's all of the above. All of it. It's the entire world is in a chaotic state. We just need to understand it's there. Do we need to be emotionally involved in the chaos? The answer is no. Why? Because it will lower our vibrations. It will lower our Christ consciousness. It will shut off the valve to the higher source, to your God source, to creator, however you wish to put it, to the cosmos. But it all boils down to the heart. It's in here. It's not up here. It's not in your feet. It's not in your knees or elbows. It's in here. You got to feel it. You got to know it. And what's most important is you got to believe that it's there. Do you have to believe in some guy with the beard sitting on it? That ain't it. We're not even asking that. We're saying there is a source of energy for all beings in this universe. Universe, not galaxy, universe, and the multiverse. Okay, on different dimensions, on different timelines. We are all in this together. We are all part of this quantum. So, as we, each of us, and all of us collectively, understand that for every 0.01% of improvement in our frequencies, it's improving the entire planet. And when you get a million people who get 0.01% better, that's a crap load. Just saying, that's a crap load. And if every day somebody improves just that minute little quantum bit, think about how many people on the planet it's affecting. OMG, simply put. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to do a video later on that's going to be part of the transition basics that I've been asked to speak upon. And it has specific information about faith in the heart, faith of the heart. What is it to you? How important is it? Is it important at all? And the bottom line is abso-flippin-lutely, because we've already seen a change. And I'm just amazed. I mean, to speak about something and 4 or 5 days later get confirmation from different sources that everybody in a lot of different areas and a lot of different planes of reality are all stating the same thing. We got this. As long as we don't let the chaos envelop our emotions and lower our vibrations. Like I said, we can't ignore it. We just don't get emotionally involved. Watch it, read the headlines, and then just say, okay, that's going on here. All right, well, how deep down the rabbit hole do I need to go? If you want to lose all of that good cosmic energy you just gained, then dive down that damn rabbit hole all you want to. Nobody's stopping you. It's one thing to look, and then it's another thing to become emotionally involved in it. Okay, so read the headlines, keep up to date. Don't be stupid about this and go, I'm going to ignore the whole damn thing. It ain't about that, because we have to understand what's going on in order to stay out of the mess. Okay, if you don't look for the mud puddle and all of a sudden you're in the middle of one, you're not very much aware. So we have to be aware of our, quote, 3D physical realities. But we have to remember that they're doing a lot of this stuff on purpose, and we all agree. They're, you look out there and go, I don't know who this is creating this crap, but man, there's a bunch of it going on all over the place. I mean, the Syrians shot down the Russian plane. Well, the Russian plane was this, and well, the Israelis did that, blah, 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 blah. But you know what the good news is? Vladimir Putin didn't start a war with them. That's important. Did the United States jump in? No. But do you see, they're creating chaos. They want something to start. They want another war so bad, and we ain't giving it to them because we're not participating in their chaos. We're observing it, but we're not participating. What we are participating in is understanding what source energy is, what the energy of these cosmos is. We're interested in raising our own vibrations, and in doing so, we're helping everything. So this is going to be 10 minutes long. It's almost been 30. I can never just say a little bit, but I see folks have jumped on here. You know me, I don't put my glasses on, because if I read the chat room, I'll get off topic. So I'm pretty much done with this particular thing. Let me just go up here and say hi to everybody. Max Vision, Rainbow Phoenix, Quartz, Quantum, love to all of you. Judith Nolan, Max Vision, Judith, you got it, Dave. We're all pure God love. Clean off the guilt and all will feel the God love that we are. I am love. Absolutely. Yep. Hi to everyone and much love to everyone. Yep, the government does create a sense of false security. I mean, I'm on Social Security, and it's like, ooh, we're going to take care of this, that, and the other thing. I can't find, they won't send me another Medicare card. It's like, what? You take $150 out of my check every month. I don't ever get to see it. I don't have a choice, really. And but that again, they go, well, I don't know. There's too many people up here and so many folks. But you're taking this money out of my check every month before I even get it. And but where's my Medicare card? I haven't used it in 10 months. And it's like, but where's my card? Well, we don't know. It's like, so I haven't used anything against that. I could have used that $150 out of my pocket this last it's 9 months, But anyway, but to the point, oh, the government, Social Security, yeah. Nah, you know, false scarcity. Absolutely. Enlighten people, wake them up, ditch the government, ditch the religion, and start sharing county to county and person to person. There's a lot of that already going on. Um, but the part of that is that the government is in the way. Um, Yep, share your positive energy and smile at everyone. Yesterday was my birthday, and I went into town. I realized that I hadn't paid, uh, bought my tag thingies for the next year, right? And so I found it in some old mail, and I'm looking in there, and it's like, so if I didn't go in yesterday because my birthday was the 24th, they were going to charge me $15 more per tag because I didn't get there on the 24th. What? Did it inconvenience the government in any way? But if I hadn't gone in yesterday and went to the pay and bought my tags for my vehicles, that I was going to have to pay this $15 per tag. And it's like, but you guys didn't do anything. It just went past the date. So, had anything else happened, I wasn't able to get there last week. I managed to fudge in yesterday, but to the point though, okay, so physically I'm unable to drive myself into town and I can't do these other things, but you're going to charge me $15 if I don't get there by the 24th. What about the end of September? Oh, no, 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 no. We're going to charge you more. So every time you turn around, now what does it cost the government to wait a couple more days? Nothing. But they're going to shake their finger at you and make you and do you and charge you that money. And by God, you ain't going to get it. You're not getting stuff until you pay what they tell you that you owe, which is really silly and a shame. And it's piracy. I mean, the local government, they're pirates. All of the governments are. It's the whole state of Georgia. If you're 1 minute past 12 o'clock past your birthday, you're going to pay these extra fines. Why? Oh, because you were late. Period. No other reason. Is it more of an inconvenience for the state? No. Do you still get your thing? Yeah, they just want more money. And so whatever your reason for maybe missing, quote, their deadline, then automatically, it's like when I went and got my driver's license. I have to try to find an original birth certificate. They won't accept anything that I've turned in so far. So I got to go back to Ohio somewhere. And because I was born in an orphanage and this was happening and then I was adopted, blah, 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 there's confusion. So can I just go get my a documented birth certificate? No. But the state of Georgia passed a law, even though I've proven in my 66 years of living, I am part of the United States. I am, blah, 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 my Social Security. But you know what? The state of Georgia now says that without my proof of birth stamped in a thingy, then I'm not. All this time was a lie because I don't have a documented birth certificate. Well, what about all the times I did present one? All my marriage licenses had to have a birth certificate. All of the other things I had to have a birth certificate. So I'm 66 years old. I've had a driver's license for all these years, but yet now at 66, I got to try to go dig up the birth certificate. Are you flipping kidding me? They want us off the road. I don't know. Oh, well, this is because, maybe you're an illegal alien and you've lived here all these years. Well, I do know some people like that, but here's to the point. What about the rest of us that have been here and proved my documentation? I got 2 more months of this, and then they're going to, disavow my driver's license. Okay, fine. Well, anyway, now I'm just plain bitching. But you see, this is the chaos they create. And it's like, all right, thank you very much. Thank you all very much. I got my wood elves are here to cut my lawn. And so I wish to say I love you all very much, and I need to go check out my lawn, my lawn guys, and say hi to them. So much love to you all. I'll be back later on, maybe this evening, or probably after 11 ish, to do the what's important, the love of the heart, and how important it is. So keep smiling to everybody, regardless. All right, it ain't as bad as some people think. So much love, you all, and I'll see you soon. Be safe, be kind, be generous, and from my heart, soul, and your heart, soul, my soul's heart, I love you all. Thank you very much for my birthday wishes and etc. I didn't say that to get that. I just was making a comment about the damn license plates. But anyway, I love you all and talk to you later. Bye.